All right, all right, all right. You all know why we're here and what we came to do this year. This is only the beginning of a very long season, but Game 1 means just as much as Game 82. Now, we have some new faces here that I really expect to make an impact for us this season. We've already seen flashes of what they can do for us, but I expect all of you to go out there and execute just like we did in camp. Ain't no more excuses. It's time to get serious. If we play our brand of basketball, there's no telling where this team can go. So get out there, get warm, and let's go win this game.
Here we go, my first NBA game. This is something I've been waiting for my entire life. And to be honest, I'm a little bit nervous. But I know this is where I belong. So I just gotta get out there and do what I was born to do. I hope I can make my family proud.
We've been waiting for this day for a long time. It's opening day in the NBA. Thanks, everyone, for joining us here in the start of a new season. Along with Greg Anthony and Clark Kellogg, this is Kevin Harlan. You can feel the energy here in the BMO Harris Bradley Center. The Bucks looking to please their fans in this Eastern Conference matchup. And this matchup with the Knicks, hard to believe, just the first game of the NBA's 82-game regular season. Off the bench of the first official NBA appearance from Freak.
You know, I've thought about this moment my entire life. Now that it's finally here, the feeling's pretty crazy. But I know it's just the beginning. I got a lot of hard work ahead of me to get to where I want to go, to be the best player and the best teammate I could be. But this is an exciting first step, no doubt.
1:19 left in the first half. Galloway, the pass to Amundsen. Feeds it to Galloway. Feet out and he hits it. Galloway has got 7.
Wow, risky shot there size-wise, but the incredible skill that he possesses allows that one to go.
Well, the quick high release negated any height disadvantage he had right there.
Outside Anthony, and the foul called on Freak. That's his first foul of the game, and the bonus will go to the free throw line. Now with Freak, Clark, there was a question whether he would stay another year in college. Really was a tough decision for him, but he ended up coming out after his freshman year.
And Kevin, it's really hard to blame a guy like Freak for doing that. I mean, he's clearly NBA ready, and he's putting a lot at risk for every year he stays in school when he could be on the NBA clock.
And here we see the debut of Freak, the kid from Harlem. His first time on an NBA floor. And Clark, it's a moment that he's worked very hard to achieve, and his family has got to be proud.
Extremely so, Kevin. It's been a long journey for him, but every level along the way, he's found success. High school phenom, playing for a college championship. I wouldn't bet against this kid in anything when it comes to basketball.
And the foul called on Freak. So that will be his second foul of the game. We're in the bonus. We'll go to the line to shoot 2. That free throw good from Galloway.
This is the way to stay in the game.
And we're through the first half of basketball here, and what's been a good one. Bucks ahead, up by 4. And we'll get going after this from the BMO Harris Bradley Center. Back-and-forth game so far with no ground given through the first. Third quarter starting here now.
Well, Monroe had a great quarter. 9 points, and he's blocked a shot today as well.
And he's clearly showing off his smarts in a few ways today. That block just being one of them. Just a savvy basketball player.
Milwaukee. Bayless comes in for Chris Middleton. And Freak subbed in for Michael Carter-Williams. And a new group in for the Knicks. Kevin Seraphin, he's checked in for Lopez. Kyle O'Quinn comes in for Porzingis. Derek Williams checked in for Anthony. And it's Calderon in for Aaron Aflalo. Freak in at point guard. Antetokounmpo is out there with Monroe. Then it's John Henson. And it's Bayless in at the shooting guard position. That's the group for Milwaukee right now. Back to Calderon. 6 on the shot clock. Goes up on the wing, and Henson sends it back.
Another rebound hauled in. They're hitting the glass with a lot of passion.
Guys, that's been the key to their lead. I mean, simply put, the effort they've displayed on the glass has been the difference.
And that one's good. Freak. Oh, and what a feeling it's got to be as we get to see the very first NBA bucket from Freak.
There should be a lot more of those ahead. I mean, he's no flash in the pan, guys. I mean, he's going to be around this league a long time.
Certainly appears that way to me, too. I mean, he's got the confidence and ability of a player who's capable of being a fixture in this league for years.
Parker's checked in for Milwaukee. On the wing, Williams. And the pass to Seraphin. They set the screen. He had a nice open look right there. Calderon's. There's 37 seconds left in the fourth quarter. And New York looking at who they got. Anthony is out there, and it's Kevin Seraphin, and it's Galloway in at the one. Well, Milwaukee last year became just the 9th team in NBA history to go from Greg being the worst in the league to a playoff team.
Unbelievable what they accomplished, and they had a tough matchup in the first round with the playoff season Bulls, however. Things didn't go well, but they did get some valuable experience from that effort.
Here's Freak. It's rebounded by New York. Pulls up. And it hung on the rim, but wouldn't fall for him. And here's Vasquez. Freak kicks to Inglis. Here's Freak. No good. And so it's the Bucks taking care of business in this one. Even early on in this one, it seemed like they were happy to be playing at home tonight.
Well, you know, it makes a big difference. I mean, you never felt like they had any doubt that they'd come out on top.
And that'll do it for the first game of the NBA season. For Clark Kellogg, Greg Anthony, and Doris Burke, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for watching. And we send you now over to Ernie Johnson, Shaquille O'Neal, and Kenny the Jet Smith.
The 2K Sports postgame show.
Thank you, Kevin. And now we get a chance to present our Jordan Player of the Game, Giannis Antetokounmpo. He found his rhythm in the second half, and there was no stopping him then. He was locked and loaded.
Just a sensational performance on a lot of levels, Ernie. Too many levels to talk about. Man, in some game, he's in the background. He doesn't get the chance to be the star of the show, but not tonight. He's the star tonight. Put him on the Hollywood Walk of Fame.
He was dead on from the field tonight, guys. I'd call his performance economical because there was no wasted opportunity. He took advantage of every good look he got. I mean, everything he put up was going in.
And that's it for our broadcast here tonight. But we're just getting started on a new season in the NBA. For Shaquille O'Neal, Kenny the Jet Smith, Kevin Harlan, and the entire 2K Sports crew, I'm Ernie Johnson. We'll see you again soon.
Coming home, New York City, baby. I'll be honest, I'm pretty excited. Mama, Pops, and Cece, yeah, they're gonna be there. Playing in front of them in the NBA uniform for the first time is gonna be a special moment for me. Now I know all of Harlem's gonna be watching. No pressure, right? It's all good though. I've been waiting for this my entire life. And now I'll be
The Nets play before the hometown crowd. We've got it for you tonight, live from Brooklyn, New York. Last game for the Nets, a loss to the Memphis Grizzlies. And that was a real body blow for them. They got taken apart both offensively and defensively.
And the issues they had defensively, in part, I thought, was a huge factor. Really compounded, I think, because it was a road game for them.
First quarter of play and just over 3.5 minutes in. Now here's Ellington. He's guarded closely. And that one's good.
Well, Merry Christmas. I mean, that was a freebie.
Bucks trail by 6. Nets were the hottest team and story a few years back, certainly, but last season they were put up for sale, surprisingly to some, Clark, midway through the year.
Yeah, that was odd timing given the new arena and rebranding. I mean, you would think after all that effort to rebuild the team, you would see it through.
Young outside. Kicks it to Bargnani with the fadeaway. There's Hollis Jefferson, and the officials whistle a foul on the shot. The bucket's good. He'll go to the line.
Hit. Shooting one.
And he's got his first chance at the line here. And the free throw, no good.
And the Bucks arguably were the best story in the Eastern Conference last year. How about going from the bottom of the barrel to a sixth-place finish in that Eastern Conference?
Freak passes to Vasquez. Plumlee with the screen. Vasquez dishes to Freak. Launches a three. They get it back. And Plumlee kicks to Parker, and that one's good.
Give credit where credit is due right there. A terrific assist.
Brooklyn leading by 8. And for the Bucks, a lot of their improvement came, Greg, as you're talking about, in their play against the Eastern Conference. They went 30 and 22, Clark, against the rest of the conference.
A nice step for a young team, but you look at it more closely. Basically, the Bucks beat teams they should have beaten, but you know, Kevin, the good teams do that consistently. So a good step for them.
And getting to just flat out fall apart defensively right now, especially on the interior.
Yeah, and that's 4 straight field goals now, Greg, they've allowed from point-blank range. Can't happen.
Now here's Freak, guarded close, just 5 on the clock. Baseline J on the way, buries the jump shot. Freak's got his first points of the game. Brooklyn's gone 0 of 2 from deep here. John Henson before the game, a player on the rise. He feels he still has a lot to prove.
Defensively, offensively, I think I'm better offensively than people give me credit for, and I'm stronger than I look. And that's something that I'm trying to prove this year, as I've been proving the last 3 or 4, so it's going to be fun.
Well, it sounds like he still feels like he has something to prove, Greg, but it seems to me he's already known for being that kind of guy.
That's a great point. Anybody who plays against him.
So as we conclude the first half, so far fairly one-sided. Brooklyn ahead, just dominating this one. And now we'll send it down to Doris Burke, who's standing by courtside.
Well, Andrea, you've been scoring at a very high rate of efficiency so far. What's been the key to the success you've had offensively?
I'll try to be aggressive. I can play in and out. So my teammates put me in a good position. I'll just try to be aggressive, score the ball.
Thank you so much. Back to you guys at the table.
Thank you, Doris, for that interview, and we'll see you back here after the break for the third quarter of basketball. As we welcome you back, we begin our second half. So far, not a tightly contested game, guys, but, anything can happen. You have to like what we're seeing so far. Nets. And Milwaukee also making a switch. Freaks checked in for Chris Middleton. Nets leading by 19.
And Jason Kidd has seen a lot of things in his first few years of coaching. Already changed teams once and it had some personnel issues, but you cannot deny that he knows how to get the most out of his team.
And Milwaukee, looking at who they've got, Freak, he's in at shooting guard. John Henson out there at Greg Monroe. And it's Michael Carter-Williams, and it's Hande Dekumbo in at the 3 spot. Pass to Bogdanovich. Jack against Carter-Williams. And the foul called on Freak. That is his first foul of the game. And with Kidd, the results on the floor, Greg, speak for themselves. He knows what he wants out of his players, Clark, and he keeps them accountable.
And, you know, having that accountability is what made the Bucks so much better last season. Kidd is still a very young head coach, but I tell you what, he's shown me a bright future in that capacity for himself.
Just under 2.5 minutes into the third quarter now. They get it again. And the basket by Johnson. Johnson's got 4 points in the quarter.
No doubt about the consistency when it comes to scoring the basketball for him tonight. A real nice lift for their offense.
Johnson against Antetokounmpo. And a foul called on the shot. Got him on the way up that time, so he'll shoot 2 right here. And guys, the Greek Freak really improved his numbers across the board last season. Giannis was up in every measurable category except three-point percentage.
He's really improved his shooting, though, overall. The 3 ball still eludes him a little bit here and there. But what I like, Kevin, is his aggressiveness. That's what's making the difference in his game right now.
Plumlee, he's checked in for Milwaukee. Bucks have gone an even 50% from the floor here in the third quarter. 4 of 8. Carter-Williams dishes to Monroe. And here's Freak. Back to Monroe. And there's the pass to Freak. Clock at 6. Here's Carter-Williams. Raise it up and in on the nice reverse. Carter-Williams has got 10.
You know, going back to Giannis, he has the physical makeup and skill set to be a triple-double guy. I mean, there's no reason that he shouldn't be able to fulfill his potential, except consistency. That's the area he's got to tighten up.
And the shot is good. Second half here. We're just over 3.5 minutes into it. It's Antetokounmpo on the wing. Feeds it to Plumlee. Freak with it. Now Jack defending. And that one's good. Freak.
And talking about Giannis, he was clearly one of the very best players in that 2013 draft. Selected number 15 overall by the Bucks. And if you looking back, to me, that's what we'd have to call a steal with the kind of player he's developed into.
Really an extraordinary game for Bargnani. He's got 11 points, and he's put 1 3-pointer on the board.
You know what, though, Clark? It wouldn't be a bad idea going forward.
Here's Milwaukee now. It's an 18-point game. We've got Johnson. Bargnani is out there with Brook Lopez. Then it's Young, and it's Jack in at the point. So that's the lineup for Brooklyn, and he gets it to go.
They clearly look like a different team now. Suddenly, they've got some energy out on the floor.
Yeah, but it's come a little too late to have a real impact on the game, though. We call this box score window dressing. All it's going to do is make your numbers look a little better than it was.
And that's just a little more for these fans to cheer about as they get ready to celebrate a W.
Well, let the party start. The celebration begins, and they're going to let their guys hear it.
And the foul called on Freak. And that'll be his 3rd foul so far. 5 seconds left in the 4th quarter. And so it's Brooklyn easily grabbing this one. There was a tale of 2 teams tonight. One that was in total control, operating flawlessly, and Clark the other just searching for answers that they could never find.
Well, I think these fans, too, Kevin, gave their team a tremendous lift. I mean, they never gave up on it. From the opening tip until the end of the game, they were in it. And that certainly helped this crew get to the W.
And now we'll send it down to Doris Burke, who's standing by courtside.
Kevin, we have Brook Lopez with us. You had a great game tonight, scoring, rebounding the basketball. This kind of performance has got to feel pretty good.
I just wanted to go out there and have fun with my boys. We had a great time. My guys got me the ball where I could score easily, and we just need more of that in the season.
Brooke, thank you very much. Kevin, over to you.
Thank you, Doris. Great interview once again. And that's going to do it tonight, folks, for our broadcast. For Clark, Greg, and Doris, and the rest of our terrific crew, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for watching. Now it's time to head back to the studio with Ernie Johnson, Shaquille O'Neal, and Kenny Smith.
The 2K Sports postgame show.
Hey y'all, Ernie Johnson here along with Kenny Smith and Shaquille O'Neal. Welcome back for the presentation of our Jordan Player of the Game, Joe Johnson. Double figures in both points and assists for the double-double that led the way tonight. He was their motor offensively and really got the team fired up.
You talk about Joe Johnson, and you're talking about a solid pro, a guy who's been a great player for a long time. So I'd like to see him bust out with these kind of incredible performances. Sometimes he's been maligned in the press, but this guy delivers at big moments. Way to go, Joe.
Just a sensational performance on a lot of levels, Ernie. Too many levels to talk about. Man, in some game, he's in the background. He doesn't get the chance to be the star of the show, but not tonight. He's the star tonight. Put him on the Hollywood Walk of Fame.
And that wraps things up, folks. Thanks for joining us. For Shaquille O'Neal, Kenny the Jet Smith, Kevin Harlan, and the rest of the 2K Sports crew, I'm Ernie Johnson. Good night, everybody.
What a life, eh, freak? 1 minute you're playing 21 and horse on the courts in Harlem, and the next moment you're in the showroom, configuring the gunmetal and graphite exterior of your luxury car and your iPad mini. Oh, I bet you get a crazy crowd when you drive that car around the block in the old neighborhood, huh?
Yeah, I'm living the dream. Bad pandemonium. But folks from back around the way are real proud of me.
Yeah, I hear you. Local kid makes good. You know, it kind of reminds me of when I took my tech stock public and I rang the New York Stock Exchange bell and my mom's friends called her up and said, "Maggie, is that your son on Bloomberg News this morning ringing the bell?" And my mom says, "Yes, sirree, Bob, it was him." That was a great moment, freak. And you know, our lives are like a pearl necklace of great moments, all strung together with the finest silk thread of memories. And we have to be very careful how we cultivate those pearls and we thread that necklace.
Does this meeting by any chance have to do with Vic Van Leer?
I grew up in the burbs, freak. I wasn't poor, upper middle class, comfortable. My daddy worked as an accountant for one of the largest insurance firms in the country. Smart with his money. Mom didn't have to work. I went to boarding school. And my dad died of a heart attack when I was a freshman at MIT. I was a movie geek, wanted to be a civil engineer, but I made my fortune by becoming a hybrid of both those interests. My dad didn't want me to be an accountant. Oh, listen to this. My best friend was a guy named Isidore. Yeah, we called him Izzy. He was one of the smartest human beings I have ever met in my life. I mean, Izzy was taking second-year college calculus courses as a high school sophomore, right? Straight-A student, full ride to MIT. Izzy had the world at his fingertips. But he was always looking for trouble, and trouble found him. He ran with the wrong crowd. And when we got to MIT, he got this great job working for a financial consulting firm in Boston. But every weekend, he would fly to Vegas. You see, Izzy had a system for counting cards in Vegas that had the big casinos on the Strip. Oh, stymied. He would come back to MIT with suitcases filled with $200,000 in cold cash.
What?
Yeah.
So your man Izzy was getting hit off like that?
Like a fat rat in a cheddar cheese factory, freak.
Okay, so what happened to this dude Izzy? Because he's dope.
No, not dope. Dead. After he'd been missing for 3 weeks, the Nevada State Police never found hide nor hair of Isidore. And our friendship took a hit when he asked me to hang out with him in Vegas, and I said I wouldn't do it because I knew he was on a dark and twisted path in his life. And yes, he was my dude. But no way was I gonna throw my life away trying to show my loyalty to a guy who really and truly didn't understand what loyalty was all about.
So this meeting is about Vic.
Correctamente.
Okay, well, sir, Vic isn't Izzy.
And why's that, freak?
Well, for one thing, you and your dead friend Izzy didn't grow up poor. Me and Vic grew up in a neighborhood where we had to look over our shoulder every 2 seconds to make sure nobody was going to walk up on us and rob us.
True. Izzy and I did not grow up in the hood. But we, like you, thankfully grew up in a 2-parent household. But even that wasn't enough for Izzy. He wasn't satisfied. He was always looking for a 5-alarm fire when he already had the warmth and comfort of a loving family. This is not about class warfare, freak. This is about the consequences of making bad choices and risking it all when you feel like you have nothing to lose.
Vic is like a brother to me, sir.
But you shouldn't be Brother Vic's keeper, freak. Would a brother go looking for trouble and put your career and your livelihood at risk by getting into fights at nightclubs and seedy after-hour joints and then scream to the media, "Yeah, it's all good, I'm an FOF, friendo freak. It's all misunderstanding. Y'all be haters, don't hate my game." I don't think a brother would do that to someone they really cared about, but a guy who looked at you like a meal ticket would.
No. So you don't understand Vic.
Really? I don't understand.
No.
Look, man, it was a misunderstanding with the guy in the next VIP booth. His honey started flirting with me, so naturally I started flirting back. Next thing I know, Captain Cornball's off my grill piece beefing. Next thing he know, he got a 2-piece and a biscuit on his left eye. Hey, I don't know who hit him, and it damn sure wasn't me. Hey, Captain Cornball's mad because I'm an FOF, friend of freak. Hey, but check this out though. He needs to train that hottie before he leave the house though. Yo, he's hotties ain't loyal, man.
What's there to understand? Are you freaking blind? You know, I just want to know, how much did you pay your lawyers to make all this go away?
Almost $100,000.
Excuse me, son, I'm sorry, I couldn't hear you.
I said I paid almost $100,000.
Exactly. And if you keep riding shotgun with Vic, you're gonna go broke. Quick, fast, and in a hurry.
Look, Vic is my friend, and I grew up with him. How many times I gotta tell you, sir?
Freak, this is not a request. I am not asking you to do this. I am telling you to do this. And the first order of business is that Mr. Vic Van Leer is banned from traveling with you on the road. Vic is banned from the locker room. And Vic is banned from this arena. And if I catch this guy, Vic, in or anywhere near the facilities, Mr. Vic Van Leer will be arrested for trespassing.
Are you serious, sir?
Brother, I'm as serious as cancer. We all know that can be deadly.
You know, when me and Vic were kids, playing summer tournaments at the Dome, we always imagined making it to the pros, right? And after the crowds left, just a street light was on the court, like 11:30, 12 midnight, even 1 in the morning sometimes. We used to practice player introductions, running on the court, giving dap, high-fiving the teammates. Vic, he would act as an announcer. You know, he would introduce me, announce my name on a loudspeaker, and the Jumbotron would flash my image like a little guy dressed in long shorts and a jersey. And now, fresh off his 3-game, 62-point scoring streak, the youngest player to ever do so in NBA history, Frequency Vibrations! So me and Vic would sit in those empty bleachers at the Dome and dream like nobody's business. And now now I'm living a dream. For real. And in so many ways, Vic was part of that.
Please, listen to me. I mean, I know this guy's your dude from way back.
Look, me and Vic go way back like the front seats of a 67 Cadillac.
That's good. We go way back. Did you say front seats?
Front seats of a 67 Cadillac.
We go way back like the front seats of a 67 Cadillac. Well, Jiminy Crickets. I'm going to be the hit once again at Herbie Allen's Sun Valley Shindig because my fellow billionaires love it when I walk and talk that talk.
So that almost sounds...
No, let me tell you exactly what it sounds like. I respect, admire, and most importantly, love you as a human being and a role model. But I pay you a lot. And I mean, I pay you a lot of money to play for my team. And I am in this game to win it. And you can't win it with an albatross around your neck like Vic. So Vic is done. History. And here's some more lingo that I picked up from a former megastar who used to play for me several seasons ago. Thought I would never release him until I did. And now he's the sixth man on a struggling team in Venice. And yeah, I'm talking Venice with the canals and the gondolas and Harry's bar, not the street ballers next to the fortune tellers on the beach in Cali. This guy used to tell me when he thought there was a player destroying our team, don't be a hero, cut that zero. And that is what I am telling you about Vic, freak. Don't be a hero, cut that zero. The only thing Vic brings into your life is headache and unwanted and unnecessary negative attention. And it will begin to affect your mindset. And when it affects your mindset, it's going to affect your play. And when it affects your play, it's going to affect my team. And when it affects my team, it's going to affect my money. And if it affects my money, Google Translate will become your new freaking friend. I want a championship ring, freak, and I want you to help me get that ring. And banners after banners hanging from the rafters in this arena. So, freak, hear me clearly and hear me good. V, G, Vic, gotta go. Handle your business. And remember, that contract you signed contains a morality clause, a very important clause that revolves around your conduct on and off the court and how it can negatively impact my team. Now, I don't want you to have to learn Italian or Croatian as a second language. And hey, playing pro ball overseas, there's nothing wrong with that. But the arenas are nothing like this, nor will the money be the same. And on top of all of that, this is the U.S. of A., the greatest freaking country in the world. Ask yourself, is Vic worth all that? Think about it. Think long, think wrong.
Tell you about Vic. He has his bad rap. It's not, and I understand some of his judgments might shadow his actual character. He's not that at all. Man, Vic, let me tell you something. We actually, we have love for each other. We're brothers. Blood couldn't make us any closer at all. I mean, he has so much loyalty to me and to my family. You can see even Cece, has issues with him, but he still loves her. He still loves her.